Alright, this is a 1954 MGTF for sale. I'll give you a video so you can actually see what kind of condition it is and what it has. As you can see, it has wire wheels all the way around. They're in pretty decent shape. They're painted, spin-on. Brakes have recently been replaced all the way around. Brand new master cylinder in the brakes and brand new shoes. Completely gone through. You can see the vent painted there, and a dog. All the turn signals work all the way around. Try to keep my shadow out of this, but in pretty decent shape. There's the MGT register, and then gentleman I bought it from, Ohio chapter. You got the nice medallion bar on it. We do have the hand crank for it. It does have the Brooklyn windscreen behind there. Now the paint is in pretty decent shape, but you'll notice there are a few areas. You know, it's not perfect. This is a driver. We drive it and enjoy it. I don't know if this will show up. You can see some slight cracking if it doesn't show up, but you know, very faint. But overall, it's in pretty good shape and very difficult to tell. Do have the side curtains, and it's a tan top. I'll pull that up later. And this one you probably can see, I think this will show up where you can see some cracking in the paint. But overall still looks really nice, particularly from about 5 or 10 feet. Wire wheel spare, and of course all the tires are the older ones. Nice luggage rack in good shape. See that area down there, another area, a crack in the paint. So the paint's not perfect. The repaint would make this thing just about show perfect. It was a show car about 20 years ago, and since we bought it, we've just used it. Got the side windscreens. Interior here, the shadow may make it a little harder, but tan seats. You can see, let's get down in here, there we go. You can see some of the stitching has worn away. Again, we drive it. Couple of non-stock items to notice. All these modifications we did were done with the intent that we could take it back to stock. So for example, we do have the heater, was ordered from Moss. This thing's in nice shape, plumbed in. You'll get to see that later. The control for it is right up here. That's the fan basically. We do have just some speakers bolted up into the box, and then an aftermarket radio. You can see, just put this metal piece in and put that in the way. This is in gear right now, so you can see about how much room you have. Occasionally when I am shifting, I might accidentally punch a button and change the CD. Now the tach will jump around like most of them. So we put a Sunpro tach, but you'll notice it's not permanently mounted. It's just zip tied up here, and then it's just got one going back. Run it through. We do have a temperature gauge back in there because this one, it's where it stays. Oil pressure works great, ammeter works great, and we believe that was zeroed out when this was restored. And the clock, it does not work on it. Choke, just have a starter button instead of a pull cable, and that's about it. I actually don't recall. I don't know that we've ever had this off. My guess is it's cracked. I don't know for certain though. But horn works, and the turn signals work fine. Okay, now I've got the top up. didn't really take any time to clean it, but wanted to show, and I think I said tan earlier. I was talking about the cover for the back that you saw covering all of the top. It's actually black, so sorry if that was misleading. Anyways, you can see side curtains in reasonable shape. Everything bolts up, stretched out here. I haven't put the top up in a while, and it didn't take but a couple of minutes till it was ready to go and stretch out. Oops, forgot to button that back. Oh, I forgot to tuck that in apparently. Anyways, I won't worry about that. But you can see that they're there. They work. We haven't ever driven it in the rain, but if you needed to, it would work. Alright, engine. Okay, a couple things. Got the hammer and a couple other miscellaneous fuel pressurizing units. So a pump we got in there and a couple other spare parts. I'll show you on the other side. These are brand new SU carbs that we replaced, brand new fuel line, and tuned them up. It runs very nicely. If you've never seen this before, these are that heater from Moss. Basically they tee into the line coming up to the water pump and the thermostat housing. They then go out. There's a shut-off valve here so that you don't normally circulate it. You have to open it up to actually get it running. And then it goes in and they go right, I don't know if you can see down in there, they go right underneath the battery, and so we trim the tray a little bit. We have converted this over. We got the positive running, or am I thinking the Model A? Anyways, new battery, got it running well, and this thing actually runs very strong. Now that we've got it tuned up, it's a strong motor. It does smoke a little bit on startup, and once it's running, it basically has none. It is the valve stems, if you will, valve stem seals, because under acceleration there's none. So just want to take a look down in there. It's in really nice shape, runs cool all the time. Alright, the other side, just wanted to show, this is where we actually put in the aftermarket. I just pulled out the stock one because it wasn't working at all, and put in the aftermarket, just adapted it. So you could, if you get a good sending unit and good receiver, then you could just put it back in. So again, back to everything we did. The tach drive is probably the wrong ratio, and you'll see when I start it up there is a difference between the Sun Pro tachometer that I've got in there and the tach drive. It's off by a factor, and you can see, like say when it's a steady 3,000 actual RPM, it's showing closer to 4. So wire and fuses are all in decent shape. Alright, there's the actual data plate. I don't know if I can get it so that it shows. And then the patent plate. A couple car shows, it was in the 80s. That's basically when this paint job was done, which is why you'll see it. And then the Gathering of the Faithful in 77. So you might be able to see a little bit better on this side. I'll cut out a little thing there and there, and you can see that's where the hoses go through the firewall to get back to that heater unit. One of the other things we did is we did upgrade the points to Pertronix, and so it gave it a very stable idle. That's very nice. I've got the idle set a little high right now. Alright, so you can see, and there's some good oldies for you. Alright, you can show it's a little high on the idle. It's about 900 or so, and you'll see that showing. Let's get it out of the reflection. About 1300. So for example, if I take it up to a steady 2000, 2100, that's showing closer to 3. So the tach drive's just off, which is why I put this in. But again, it's completely removable. This, the only thing is the hole right there. Good oil pressure and good positive ammeter on it.